All right, so let's view an individual company for a demonstration here to look for things in its reports and statements. All right, I'm going to look again at Microsoft, and we're going to do a much more deeper analysis inside its annual report. Now, I just want to say that please be aware that this isn't an investment recommendation. This is purely for demonstration purposes. I do not hold accountable nor responsible for your investment decisions. If you are seeking professional investment guidance, please seek a financial advisor or an investment advisor. Whether you decide to invest in the demonstration shown here on these lessons, you're independent and responsible in the investment you make. For the best financial guidance for your financial problem, please seek help for your financial circumstances with an accountant. Okay, so let's look at Microsoft and check the filing here. So one of the things you can do is, well, you can go on sec.gov. So if we search up sec.gov, right? Here it is. Here's the website, sec.gov. And over here, you're going to be sent to this page. So over here, you want to go to the search bar. And you can type in this ticker symbol because I believe if I put, well, Microsoft's a very known company, so I'm pretty sure if we, yeah, but if you were to type the ticker symbol, you'd get the same thing, you see? So if we just click on that, we'll be sent to the website. Now, I just want to let you know something, right? When you search up a company, let's say like Adobe, which is the ticker symbol, you can't click enter. You can click enter, but it's going to send you to like the search results. So one of the things that I recommend you to do is try to find, like, if you're going to search up a company, for example, Honeywell, right? Try to click on it rather than clicking enter, rather than clicking on the key enter. Just right click on the mouse on the link, right? So let's look at Microsoft, right? And I'm going to, you see over here, Edgar Filings, right click. And here we go. So look, you can see that on this right section, there's filings, right? Select filings over here. There's 8K, 10K, proxy materials, and ownership disclosures. What we want to look at specifically is the 10K. So if we click on here, right, we'll be listed onto the most recent, right? But if you don't get the 10K over here, no worries. You can just click on view all 10Ks, okay? And what you can do is basically search for it. And look, this is really cool. We can go all the way back to whatever time we want. So let's say that we wanted to go back all the way to, let's say, 2001. Look, we're going to get literally results from 2001 right here. This was Microsoft's annual report as of 2002, actually. And we can go way back than that, right? Let's say we want to go to 1994. We can go all the way back to 1994, and here's the results, right? The 10K, here it is. 1995 for the year of 1994. See, this is what I love about the filings. You can go anywhere back as long as when the company went public. There we go. You see, we can go a long time. We can go all the way back to a long time ago, right? So that's the great thing about using the sec.gov, that you're able to look at the filings all the way back. But we're going to focus on the most recent year. So the best thing that you want to do, right, is, right, I want to check the company Microsoft. With this, we can also see, all right, what is Microsoft mostly involved into? So we can get somewhat of a sense. Okay, it's involved in software infrastructure. All right, so what we can do is we can just, the best thing to do is, right now it's May of 2023. So 2023's year hasn't been completed yet, which means there's still a lot more results for Microsoft to do until the end of the year. So the best annual report that you want to read is the most recent completed annual report. And in this case, that was for 2022, which was right here. If you look at right here, just find the 10K. And what you want to do is, you don't want to click this link, but you want to click on the filing, because that will automatically open to this website. Now, over here, it looks a bit confusing to a person who doesn't understand this, right? What you just want to focus on is, you see 10K over here, you just click on this link and it's going to send you to an HTML document. And here you go. You have basically the document. I like to just kind of go on menu and open as an HTML, and it kind of looks smoother. And I usually like to save these on my Microsoft Word because I have a OneDrive there. I'm able to use it on multiple devices. If I'm going someplace without internet, I still like to read companies and see investments. All right, so this is what the filing looks like, right? You see Form 10K, Washington, D.C., Microsoft Corporation. It's where it's located, the trading symbol, the name of the exchange it's registered in, the NASDAQ, right? And you're going to have a bunch of information here. So one of the key things that I like to look at, and you guys already seen kind of the layout of what we've explained with the products, but I just want to show you. Okay, so if we read on this, embracing our future. Microsoft is a technology company whose mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. We strive to create local opportunity, growth, and impact in every country around the world. Our platforms and tools help drive small businesses' productivity, large business competitiveness, and public sector efficiency. We are creating the tools and platforms that deliver better, faster, and more effective solutions to support new startups, improve educational and health outcomes, and empower human ingenuity. Microsoft is innovating and expanding our entire portfolio to help people and organizations overcome today's challenges and emerge stronger. We bring technology and products together into experiences and solutions that unlock value for our customers. In a dynamic environment, digital technology is the key input that powers the world's economic output. Our ecosystem of customers and partners have learned that while hybrid work is complex, embracing flexibility, different work styles, and a culture of trust can help navigate the challenges the world faces today. Organizations of all sizes have digitalized business critical functions, redefining what they can expect from their business applications. Customers are looking to unlock value while simplifying security and management. From infrastructure and data to business application and collaboration, we provide unique, differentiated values to our customers. We are building a distributed computing fabric across cloud and the edge to help every organization build, run, and manage mission critical workloads anywhere. In this next phase of innovation, artificial intelligence capabilities are rapidly advancing. Fueled by data and knowledge of the world, we are enabling metaverse experiences at all layers of our stack so customers can more effectively model, automate, simulate, and predict changes within their industrial environments. Feel a greater sense of presence in the new world of hybrid work and create custom immersive worlds to enable new opportunities for connections and experimentations, right? So basically what they just said is their mission, right? You see how it's so detailed. You're able to, I just love this because every time I read a filing, I really feel like I'm talking to the owner. I feel like I'm getting the insight of the owner. And I think that's such an effective approach to it. And they're basically explaining a lot of things that I said a few before in terms of what a company is looking for. In this case, Microsoft wants to advance in its current cloud, in its current computing with the edge as well. And they're utilizing a new innovation type with AI. And that's going to fuel a lot of the data. So they're also using these data while enabling metaverse experiences. And they have the power to connect in connection with people. So basically, it's pretty standard. They got involved to cloud so they can create connection from one person to another in a much easier rate with the power of compute and networking, right? Which is the networking. That's called like really networking and advancing most of all connections within the customer. So remember, Microsoft is not a semiconductor company. It's a software type of company. Microsoft differs in terms like if you compare it to Broadcom or Qualcomm, because Qualcomm actually manufactures or at least designs the hardware in which what they're using, and where Microsoft can use that hardware. I'm not just saying that they're using from Qualcomm, they use it from so many people, but I'm just saying this as an example, like they're using that. So these are the type of companies that are going to excel new types of versions, whether it's with cloud, whether it's with intelligent edge, whether it's with AI. These companies can do it because they already have the connection customers. They can already integrate and find consumer behavior, really remember consumer behavior, to see where they can put consumers into an area at a much more efficient rate towards what they currently have, right? And Amazon can do it in their own way and what they currently know, and Google can do it in their own way as well. So these are the type of companies that are going to be very innovative towards like that next step, that are going to provide it. Why? Because they already have all the customers. All the customers are in these platforms. It's very hard for a customer to get into another platform now, and that would take too many years for companies to do that. It's kind of it's not pointless, but it's going to happen eventually. But it incentivizes more for people to work with these companies like Microsoft. The great thing of what's happening now is that there's no money left out. Like there's so much for everyone, and everyone can take a piece, whether they're working or whether they're doing it by themselves. If they do it by themselves, it's going to be harder. So it's kind of what we're receiving through Microsoft. Yeah, you can just see that they were founded in 1975. We develop and support software, services, device, and solutions that deliver new value for customers and help people and businesses realize their full potential. We offer an array of services, including cloud-based solutions that provide customers with software, services, platforms, and content, and we provide solution supports and consulting services. We also deliver relevant online advertising to a global audience. Our products include operating system, exactly like the Windows, cross-device productivity, Microsoft 365, collaboration applications, also Microsoft 365. Also, this is somewhat combined with their Microsoft Azure and / Windows. Yeah. Server applications, Azure, business solutions applications, Windows and Azure, desktop and management tools, Windows, software development tools, Azure, and video games, Xbox. We also design and sell devices including PCs, Windows tablets, Windows gaming and entertainment consoles, Xbox/Windows, other intelligent devices, Windows, and related accessories, Windows. You see how like they're so dominant into that. To achieve our visions and research and development efforts focus on three interconnected ambitions: reinvent productivity in business solutions. Okay, so better advanced 365, Microsoft 365 applications, which is really a more simplified cloud for the ordinary consumer, not a professional, not a big professional, just a small business or person delegating their work in a better way, efficient way into digital, and build the intelligent cloud and intelligent edge platform, which is their Azure. And intelligent edge is essentially the connection within one device into learning patterns and authenticate that sort of program to have a signal with another device to move somewhere else. It's really obviously intelligent edge it's going to be involved in AI because it's a lot of these self-knowing protocols and authentication along with pattern learning and pattern executing, that it requires a lot of computing power and computer network that requires hardware, advanced hardware, and a means of a person with a computer network to efficiently provide that network at the upscale potential with the hardware that they're currently using to then provide a best form of solution for intelligent edge, right? So they're going to use good hardware, but you need a company that knows how to use the hardware to its full potential and create something innovative with that to the full scale, and then change and innovate the way with intelligent edge. And then these are just their ambitions. That's what they're saying. And then they want to create more personal computing, which is kind of what they're already doing. Okay, so it's Windows really. They're doing that within their operating system by connecting. They're essentially what I'm seeing that they're doing is that anyone that has a PC that has a Windows operating system is automatically interconnected with each application through a software that's running each similar and with Windows, but a more advanced Windows. They've connected it with Bing, like ChatGPT. They're involving AI. It's interesting, yeah, but they're dominating that. Yeah, they're dominating that for sure. You have to keep in mind that Apple, in the world, Apple's MacBooks does not take a big portion of what people use as computers. In fact, Apple's definitely not the biggest product for computers. It's actually Lenovo, Dell, and HP. It says here as well, reinvent productivity in business processes. At Microsoft, we provide technology and resources to help our customers create a secure hybrid work environment. Our family of products plays a key role in the ways the world works, learn, and connect. All right. Also, back to this because I just realized. Let me explain this so you guys won't be lost, because I already know this stuff because I studied almost the entire semiconductor industry and I know what they mean by cloud and intelligent edge, but maybe you don't. So look, intelligent cloud. I'm just going to search it so we can both be in. Right. Intelligent cloud is the cloud computing. Okay. So you might be saying, okay, what's cloud computing? Right, I'm doing this for a person who doesn't know anything about this. Okay, it's the practice of using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet. So it's a server that's on the internet, right? And within on the internet, it's storing and managing and processing data rather than a local server or a personal computer. So what it's essentially saying is that they're promoting a hardware, they're promoting a network that's put onto the internet, and all the data that's being transferred is, instead of it being on the network from the servers, it's actually hosted onto the internet. So it's like a public library. It's like because that's what the internet is, just a connecting exchange. But if you have a system in where you store a place on an address, because that's what it kind of is, when you store on a public address because that's what it is on the internet. There's just public addresses. When you put it in a public address, it's managed. It's used for anyone as you give them access. So right, so you understand. Remember, it's a network of servers that store data not in their own server or in their database, but rather on the internet. So they put the network on the internet, and then the data's managing and processing of that data is moved around the internet rather than the server itself. And that's very good because it makes that sort of back-end process less of a hassle and much more compatible for anything. And that's going to play a big role when it comes to Internet of Things and intelligent edge, because there's a wider use and a wider access in terms of connection rather than just having it on a data server, because the data server can't take an infinite amount of energy and processing data. So that's cloud computing, right? So an intelligent cloud is cloud computing, which is network within the internet that stores data or uses data that involves cloud and artificial intelligence. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Intelligent cloud is cloud computing that has artificial intelligence. The enhanced capabilities will help in faster processing of information. Progress in broader context is about how the companies deal with data to create the new intelligent data relation models. Okay. So you might be saying, okay, what's artificial intelligence? I'm gonna look. This what I'm doing right here. I do this all the time. When I don't understand something, I automatically search for it because I have to understand it. Because if I don't take this seriously and actually understand, like, okay, what does that mean and what does this mean? I'm not gonna understand fully what they're gonna be talking about, right? So that's why I keep saying, like, this part you just do it and you gotta get it intuitively. Like and intuitively it's just taking the importance to actually, okay, what's that? Let's get it done. Okay. Artificial intelligence is intelligence perceiving, synthesizing, and interfering information demonstrated by machines as opposed to intelligence displayed by humans or other animals. Okay, now watch. How is artificial intelligence made? So you can understand. Okay, so AI systems work by combining large sets of data, right? So it works by combining a big amount of data with intelligent iterative processing algorithms. So that's what it is. You're combining large sets of data and managing it throughout an algorithm to learn patterns within that data and features in that data so they can analyze. So it's like a game, really. So like they're seeing patterns and they start to become smarter. It's like a world. They start to become smarter and smarter as they analyze more and more patterns because it's a processing algorithm that tries to analyze different patterns and different movements than the rest and the way how it uses things, right? It's intuitively. It's like reasoning for cause and effect and what makes the bigger solution and how that can be put onto the other area as a goal. Each time an AI system runs around of that data processing, it tests and measures its own performance and develops additional expertise, right? It's the humans, right? So basically what it's basically saying is the more it's involved in an activity, the smarter it's going to become, right? That's what happens to humans. The more you do something, the more competent you're going to be at because you understand things and you have the skill. It's the same thing with AI. AI is created by a large amount of data and processing that data throughout algorithms to learn patterns within that data and features that they can analyze within the data. And that creates a better artificial intelligence, right? And that data is networking, right? So you see how all this is connected to each other. That in order to have more advanced AI, you need more data. But in order to have more data, you need a system foundation to have more data to store with in the first place, right? There can't be there can't be magically something to store an infinite amount of data. You need a sort of place to do that, and that could be cloud, for example, or that could be hardware or intelligence. It doesn't even matter, or quantum computing, wherever it is. But that requires a power system to do it, or that requires a type of company to get to that idea. So you see how there's a lot of opportunities here, and Microsoft's getting involved into it. Now, our growth depends on securely delivering continuous innovation and advancing our leading productivity and collaboration tools and services. Okay, so it's the Office 365. So including Office 365, Dynamic 365, LinkedIn, Microsoft 365 brings together Office 365, Windows, and enterprise mobility plus security to help organizations empower their employees with AI-backed tools that unlock creativity, increase collaboration, and fuel innovation, all the while enabling compliance coverage and data protection. So what they're doing is that they're empowering more people and organizations to use these softwares, these platforms to connect with each other and use the services and to create a more productive work base or a work like spreadsheet or the Google Docs, and use that to show an information or let's say business meeting. I don't know. A lot of people do that PowerPoint, even though I don't like to do that, but they use this also as a means with security with AI backed tools, and that unlocks creativity, increase collaboration with these different enterprises or people, fuel innovation, all while enabling compliance coverage and data protection. Microsoft Teams is a comprehensive platform for work. Also, so you guys don't know, if you guys don't know this, Microsoft Teams is really the Zoom of Microsoft. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that, but Microsoft Teams has been a thing for a while, and it's free. It's much better than Zoom in my view, because you don't have to, in Microsoft Team, I think you get, I don't know, I think it's changed, but I remember the last time I used it, you can have a meeting for like 2 hours, and at the same time, you can have like 100 people listen at once, and you don't have to pay anything compared to Zoom. So, and it's in Microsoft, but you have all your work there, right? So it's definitely, I mean, it's valuable. So Microsoft Team, it really is. That's where your work is, and you can show it to your display through your video and show all the work delegation and all the inputs of writing that you put in towards a project per se. So Microsoft Team is a comprehensive platform for work, meetings, calls, chats, collaborations, and business process automation. Microsoft Viva is an employee experience platform that brings together communications, knowledge, learning, resources, and insight powered by Microsoft 365. So when you get Microsoft 365 from this, you get Microsoft Viva. Together with Microsoft Cloud, Dynamics 365. So if you guys don't know, Dynamics 365 is actually a part of Microsoft Azure. It's the more advanced professional type of work management, similar to your Excel and your Word and your OneNote and your PowerPoint, but they're more use of custom, because when you're a business, you want to do a lot of things custom and integrate as much data as you want and have pop-ups to bring to other businesses, or in a more professional way for marketing means to put your business more out there than using a third party, but to do it yourself throughout a team. And while able to connect with the files you currently have in your computer in a more effective way by using Microsoft specific Dynamics 365 and Microsoft Azure. So Microsoft Teams and Azure Synapse. I'm just laughing because this kind of sounds like a promotion, but it really is. I mean, I see the value, but again, this isn't, remember, these aren't things that you should invest in, right? This is because I understand a lot of technology. I've used technology for a long time. I understand technology a lot, and I understand the value of connection with that. See, because I understand it. Maybe you don't, and that's perfectly fine, right? But I'm trying to see. I'm giving you, how these documents look like and the value that they give to you. So Microsoft Teams and Azure Synapse brings a new era of collaborative applications that transform every business function and process. Microsoft Power Platform is helping domain experts drive productivity gains with low-code, no-code tools. Okay, so that's where a lot of the custom building is in the Microsoft Power Platform, and I'm pretty sure that's in Microsoft Azure, right? Microsoft Power Platforms Azure. Yeah, you see, it's actually in Azure and Dynamics and in 365. Microsoft Power Platform is helping domain experts drive productivity gains with low code to no code tools, robotic process automation, virtual agents, and business intelligence. In a dynamic labor market, LinkedIn is helping professionals use the platform to connect, learn, grow, and get hired. Yeah, I know that. So the Power Platform helps experts to drive productivity gains with low code to no code tools. They don't have to be an advanced programmer in order to make a powerful, let's say, platform for their business or for the other person's business. It has robotic process automation, virtual agents, and business intelligence. Right? Let's see what business intelligence is. I'm pretty sure it's artificial intelligence as well. Okay, it's a software that ingests business data and presents it in a user-friendly views such as reports, dashboards, dashes, charts, and graphs. Oh, okay, so it's like a CRM. Yeah, it's like a CRM. It's similar. It's like CRM is a data analytics software that processes your business information in terms of where you need to increase your pipeline, where's the leads, where you can send a certain thing and automatically put more marketing emails out there. Like it's essentially like that, but this gives you the reports in a friendly user way with dashboards and charts and graphs for a business. So we read that. They provide that in Microsoft Power Platform. Okay, so the thing that's important so you can know is like, okay, when I look at a company and we're reading this, right? What is Microsoft selling the most right now, right? What is Microsoft selling the most? Even though I haven't gone through the products exactly, right? So we can be on the same page. I'm pretty sure it shows here because they usually do. Okay, look, so you can see productivity and business processes. Our productivity business processes segment consists of products and services in our portfolio. This is how it goes. So Office Commercial, Office 365 subscriptions, Office 365 portion of Microsoft 365 commercial subscriptions, and Office license on premises, comprising Office, Exchange, SharePoint, Microsoft Teams, 365 security and compliance, and Microsoft Viva. Then Office Consumer, including Microsoft 365 consumer subscriptions, Office license on premises, and other Office services. LinkedIn, including talent solutions, marketing solutions, premium subscriptions, and sales solutions. Dynamic business solutions, including Dynamics 365, comprising of a set of intelligence cloud-based applications across ERP and CRM. Okay, so let's see. What does ERP mean? What does ERP mean? Okay, so ERP is the Enterprise Resource Planning. It's the integrated management of main business processing, often in real time and mediated by software and technology. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's used by companies to manage and integrate the important parts of their business, often through software, to connect of their planning, purchasing, inventory, sales, marketing, finance, and human resources, and more. Okay, so it's basically a delegation of what they need to focus on the most. Okay, it's like CRM. It's more like a data analytic or it's the concept, right? The ERP just stands for the concept of that. It's not a specific product or service. It just stands for the name of that type of service. It's called enterprise resource planning based on software. So then they have CRM, right? So let's see. So you guys, if you guys don't know what CRM stands for, right? CRM, customer relationship management. Customer relationship management is a process in which a business or other organizations administer its interactions with customers, typically using data and analysis to study large amounts of information. So this is what a lot of companies sell as a service, right? So look, so first thing you see is the customer through reach, and then you see acquisition, like what goes on in the customer. This is essentially what the CRM shows. So that when a customer comes in, it shows where exactly the customer is moving in the process. Where are they? Are they in the conversion stage? Are they in the loyalty stage? It shows you an automated version of where exactly are all your customers throughout this huge amount of data. So this is a very effective if you are a very big business, which a lot of people are. So what we read is dynamic business solutions, including Dynamics 365, comprising a set of intelligence, including applications across ERP and CRM. So this is mostly for businesses, right? Business data analytics. Customer insights, power apps, and power automate. But the great thing that I like about this in comparison is that they make apps. They let the user make their own apps in custom effectively for others to use in the cloud. And then they can connect with their own computer effectively with their data to have the same sort of like layouts as them. So it's a means of, you're not able to, let's say, use another computer. You are, but it's not going to be as simple. Right. So that's product uniqueness, right? They're not able to go somewhere else because it effectively becomes less efficient. Well, it's like barrier of entry. It's like the same thing as a barrier of entry. So the productivity comprises of Office Commercial, which is designed to increase personal, team, and organization productivity through a range of products and services. Growth depends on our ability to reach new users in new markets, such as frontline workers, small, medium businesses, and growth markets, as well as added value to our core products and service offerings to span productivity categories such as communication, collaboration, analytics, security, and compliance. Office Commercial's revenue is mainly affected by a combination of a continued installed base growth and average revenue per user expansion, as well as a continued shift from Office license on premises to Office 365. Office Consumer. Office Consumer is designed to increase personal productivity, the range of products and services. Growth depends on our ability to reach new users, add value to our product set, and continue to expand our product and services offerings into new markets. Office Consumer revenue is mainly affected by the percentage of customers that buy Office with their devices and the continued shift from Office license on premises to Microsoft 365 consumer subscriptions. Office Consumer Services revenue is mainly affected by the demand for communications and storage through Skype, Outlook.com, and OneDrive, which is largely driven by subscriptions, advertising, and the sales of minutes. You see how deep that is that they just showed you? Their Microsoft 365 of Office licensing in terms of Office consumer services are mainly affected in revenue, mainly comprised of Skype, Outlook, and OneDrive, which is kind of the cloud. I would say the most affected there is Outlook and OneDrive, a bit more than Skype. Interesting. Through subscriptions, through a means of effectively targeting email. And I mean, what are the strongest emails in the world? Well, you have Gmail and you have Outlook, and that's it. Like, you don't, like, I don't think no one else sells another type of email. The main one, and I don't use anything else. The only thing I have also too is just Outlook and Gmail. That's it. I don't have anything else. I have Gmail because of the Drive, and also because of the kind of what I heard, and then from Outlook. You know, the advantage of what Google has, I would say, is that, look, when you get where does everyone look a lot in social media and have to search on Google for sure? I know that for sure, like without a doubt. What do they have to do? They have to make an account. Like, that's just for sure. They can't add in applications or bookmarks as effectively or extensions, or with Gmail and Google Drive and all this type of stuff, right? They can't do any of this stuff if they don't make an account with Google, specifically Gmail. So it's inevitable that they're going to use Gmail, and they're going to be so widely adopted as a use of simplicity that they're going to definitely use Gmail as somewhat of a way of marketing, because they already have YouTube, right? That's why Google. Again, this isn't what you should invest in, but I'm just saying that it shows a clarity on that. Google has a powerful area. Google is the most powerful advertising company there is. Because where is everyone going to get things? They go on the internet. And where do they search most of the time? On Google. And when you search on Google, like, Google has YouTube, Google has a lot of this stuff, and you're going to likely sign up an account. And you're going to likely have a Gmail with them, because in order to get an account, you need to make a Gmail. So it's amazing. Why? Because here's the thing about emails. When you're so entrenched on your email, right? When you get so many, when you've had your email for a long time and you already have your connections there and all this type of stuff, it's already now more of an inconvenience for you to switch somewhere else, and you don't really have to switch. Microsoft gives you probably the more professionality from their services in terms of connecting business with business. That's really what it is because of their LinkedIn and their cloud services. Google, on the other hand, is very effective with business to cut clients, if you really think about that, because you have more advertising solutions in terms of Google search. You have YouTube ads, you have the Gmail marketing. That's about it, but that's where everyone's going. So that part I understand completely with Google. I mean, it's a giant, right? Maybe you might be interested in Google from what I said, but you can definitely see the value, right? That's what happens a lot of times when I study a company. I realize something I didn't know from another company. It happens to me all the time. It's sometimes from another company that has nothing to do with this one. Now, LinkedIn. LinkedIn connects the world, right? But this is the professional. I'm just saying that this is the professional from what they currently have. And people will not stop using email from Microsoft because of their operating system. I don't know, when people use computers, the most common email that you're going to have integrated automatically in the computer in terms of a PC, not a MacBook, but in terms of a PC, you're not going to have Gmail, you're going to have Outlook, right? So you see, this is not going to die. The Outlook is so effective because the apps that are brought into the product of where people use computers. Google, on the other hand, just has a wide use of public search of a library. That's where everyone is going. So you see, they're both different. I don't think there can be a huge difference because Google's not going to get nowhere even remotely. No one's going to get even remotely at all close to how heavily advanced Microsoft has become in terms of consumer computing, which is Windows. I mean, that's a pure dominance. So because of Windows, I don't see at all a change in decades that people are still going to be using Windows. Like over here, my taskbar, my everything. When I click on here, I go to settings. You see, this is all Windows. So they protect. And from this, I'll inevitably get apps from Windows, and I'll stay with the apps. But look, Google is still more advanced when it comes to search simplicity and search advancement. Google has learned so much because they've been for so long in the search industry that no one's going to come close to them. Not Apple, not Microsoft is trying, and I understand because they're just trying to tease them a bit, and they're just trying to make a bit money there. But even talking about this, look, Microsoft has the Xbox. When you go in the Xbox, what do you have to do in order to make an account? You need to put your email. You need to put your email. And what are you likely going to put in as your email? You're going to put in the Outlook just because it's most likely going to give you a discount for further out games. So you see, each business has a dominance in what they're doing. And the thing that I like is that they both have a different niche. Google is highly integrated when it comes to the internet, of getting sources quickly, efficient with the internet. That's what they did with their home intelligent speaker. It's the best intelligent speaker in terms of getting things quick from the web and a more efficient, accurate answer, because Google knows how to use the data well in terms of getting answers from many types of webs and projecting that. In combination, if you compare it with Amazon, of course is good, but they have the mechanical part of intelligence for the cloud, but they just don't have the experience. They don't have their feet in where Google has them in the search. They can get it from the search. Amazon doesn't have that capability. Apple, on the other hand, doesn't. Apple somewhat. Apple does, but Apple is always doing something different from the other guy. So I like that. But you see the effectiveness there. Microsoft hasn't done that yet, and I have no idea why. I don't know why they haven't made home products. Maybe they have, but I've never heard of one. But that shows something.